So, Ray, we're back here at Labrador, second one of your May Mania. We've kicked them off. 3 games have already been played, mate. Have you seen much in the first 3 games from... it's obviously it's a platinum event.
Yep.
And they're both mixed, both mixed competitions. Have you seen much on both divisions? Have you seen much?
Yeah, so the first, we've probably got like a CD sort of division in one of the pools. Triple S are back on that one. A little bit more competitive this time. Dylan's a bit injured, so that's probably held them back. And the second and third team are pretty close, so it'll be interesting to see Chase the Margin in that one. And the other division is sort of like our F grade sort of local comp mixed. What I've noticed at the lower levels, it's once you get pace, it's hard to defend that.
Yeah, well, in Chase the Margin, as you said, in one of the divisions, the 3 teams is pretty close. There's 3 teams that are very, very close to each other. That's the Water Crew, Last, and Silent Assassins. I think they've sort of beaten each other, so that makes it a bit even. Obviously, Triple S is, again, a little bit further on. And in that other division, the Warriors, which we'll call the Wars, and I think Tag Mode are going pretty well in those ones too. So Warriors and Only Tags look like they're the ones who are muscling up in those ones. Leaderboards have been changing quite a bit too, which has been good to see through each game.
Yep.
You said Dylan was injured, but somehow he's still leading, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, so I did watch him. He's not doing full field tries, but there's a lot of dive over from dummy half, so he's taking the easy option this one. So he's still getting there. He knows where the try line is. Yep. He's just not putting the effort in from down in the zone 3 section.
Well, I got over there and we I think we went and watched the Warriors. They played really, really well. Elatino was in that team. They've scored quite a few straight through the middle. So they're going really, really well. Mate, just a couple of points. We watched last week and again this week. Mate, a couple of things when registering our teams. If you're registering your team, I think everyone needs to understand you've got to be diligent when you do it. Shirt numbers have to match.
100%.
Yeah, so it's become just a bit of an issue with the referee. So what's going to be the rule now? If somebody scores, say Ray Dent scores in a corner and the referee looks and your number's 12 and he says, number 12, Ray Dent, and you say, no, my name's not Ray, it's Mike.
Yep.
What's the ruling going to be?
So what we're doing now is if a try scored and your number's not matching what's in the system, it's a no try. We're bringing it out, change over 10 metres.
All right, yeah.
So massively putting the emphasis on the coaches or managers. When you ask your players to sign up, the shirt they'll be wearing on the day must match what they're going to enter in the system. And people don't have to get too scared. You can change it from event to event. Just because you're a 3 at this event, next time you go to another event, if you got your favourite number, you can change it.
Look, there's a fair bit of cash that we're handing out, so the integrity of that has to be
100%.
kept up to 100%. So that's that. Mate, last week, this is a big example of when you build your team. So Triple S, when they came in last week, we've had a look at their salary cap now. They busted the salary cap. So the salary cap's $76,000. They ended up on $92,000. So I think they had 6 players there that were over $8,000 or so, or at $8,000. So, mate, what would you do there if you're Dylan, if you're captain of Triple S and you're the manager? What are you going to do to bring that down? That's a lot of cash. That's $16,000. That's a fair bit.
Depending on how much of a challenge he wants. The first one, he can actually just drop his team and only play with 10 players the next event. So if he drops 2 $8,000 players, there's his $16,000. And instead of registering his 12 per team, he can play with 10. Obviously, that means less subs, more fatigue, but that's one challenge he can do.
Yeah.
The next one, like you said, he's got a lot of $8,000 players now. So if he dropped 4 of them and brought in 4 new players who are all 4,000, 4,000 per player he'd drop off. So there's 16,000. He'd bring it down. But again, you're dropping $8,000 players. They're all your benchmark players who are doing things. So he's got to be smart of who he's bringing in, like for like. And trying to introduce the new players, I guess, is the challenge.
All right, mate. So I've got a bit of a different take on it too, because everyone gave him a bit of a stick last week because he bought his team in, etc. Now, he plays in a region that their A grade, their C grade may be a team like that. Now, we're playing this all over Queensland.
Yep.
We're going to go out to Warwick. We're going to Lake Eyre. Everywhere we're going to go, some places don't have OzTag competitions. So how does the person who's looking after it, say yourself, who's looking after this one, how do you judge a team coming in, whether they're, as you said, so Platinum CD, Diamond, your AB? AB somewhere is very different to AB somewhere else.
I think you gauge that on, obviously, like you said, if there's no OzTag in the area and that's going to be their best players, you don't have to call it a Diamond. You still can call it the Platinum. and you're just encouraging everyone to come. But if you've got players who are travelling and that, you can sort of gauge where they're from, what areas. So if someone says they're from the Gold Coast, with Oztag being as big as it is down here, you know that the experience and the skill level or the opportunities they've had compared to someone that's never played is straight away going to be at a different level. So you do have to sort of keep an eye on it as a person who's going to host the events, because you don't want, like you said, you don't want 3 or 4 teams from your locals all playing and getting absolutely carved up.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to want to come back and play. We all know what it's like to get flogged. So you do have to sort of manage that yourself. And then just experience. You'll know straight away when teams are good. So if you get a team that absolutely kills at one tournament, you plan on doing another one, and it's going to be with all new players that have never played it, you don't invite them. And if they do, you have the conversation. Say, guys, this is probably not the one for you, but there is one coming up where you're more than welcome to join.
So, mate, we brought up the point that, when registering, you've got to be diligent. So, mate, the other one, putting your photo in is important.
Yep.
Making sure you upload a photo when you register.
Yeah, we can use that for our screen checking as well. So when someone registers, we can look at players and know who they are.
Yep.
So, yes, that is important. So the system won't let teams register anyway if they don't have that photo.
Yep.
So for people who keep saying there's issues and they can't seem to make it work, it's because they've skipped past that.
Yep.
So make sure, yes, you put your photo in and make sure it's a nice one.
You can have a funny one. Why not have a funny one? So what we got next, we're going to have Courtney Collinge is going to come on. She's from Team Effort, EFFIT. I like that name. But before we get Courtney on, let's take a quick look at how she's going for the Challenger Series in 2026. All right, so great to have you here, Courts. We had a good week last week. You finished on top of the leaderboard. That was quite a thrill for you. Or did you even know that you were on the top of the leaderboard?
Yeah, when you told me, I knew.
Was there any strategy behind that? Getting to the front of the leaderboard, or you just generally just playing?
Nah, just playing.
Just playing?
Yeah, have a run.
And what about, because your position I see is wing? Yes.
Yeah.
You put yourself there. You always tell me that you're a winger. So how would you get your points? A lot of try scoring, or what are we talking about? A lot of support playing? How did we get there?
Okay, I put myself as a wing, but when I play in the women's team, I tend to flock into the middle a little bit more to get the ball and have a bit more of a go.
Yep.
But, I just go for wherever I'm told to go. Someone shout left or right, because I'm not very good with me left and right. But I'll go where I'm told to go, yeah.
I was about to say, aren't you a school teacher?
Yeah. Still need to write L&R on my hand, guys.
So last week, you ended up on 2,185 points, like we mentioned. Today, now, we're playing mixed. You played women's last week. Have you got any different strategy playing mixed to, like you just said, in women's you come in the middle a little bit. But it's good if you want to go for the points. It's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that people are trying to get cash. We all could do with $10,000, can't we?
Absolutely.
All right. Now, if you're playing in both, you're chasing 20 grand. Is there anything different you're doing in mixed to what you do in women's to gain extra points?
I think same thing. So chasing we're calling it the X Factor. However, chasing the X
challenge.
Factor, and backing up the boys. I guess the boys are usually our ball players, so backing up the boys. Just keep on following through and hope that they can give us a bit of an assist to get us over the line.
Would you say, so obviously what you're leaning to there, would you find that you're scoring more tries in mixed than you would with women's?
No.
You score more in women's?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that because your husband's in the team and he won't give you the ball? Is that
Maybe.
How do you find that relationship while you're on the field?
No, it's good. He's usually pretty good at giving me the ball. I'm not very good at giving him the ball.
Is that because you can't pass or you're a hog?
Maybe I'm a hog. I just have to stay on top above him. That's the goal.
Oh, so there is banter at home.
We're talking points, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Challenger Series, you've done a few now. I think you did a couple of the trial ones last year. Were you here for a couple of them last year?
I think I did one trial one, yeah.
How have you found it, and what brings you back? What do you enjoy about it? What's the point of difference that you're liking with the Challenger Series?
I think it's fun. It's just a random bunch of us playing with. I'm playing with friends and I'm playing with family. So yeah, it's fun. Everyone will go, "Hey, do you want to play?" And yeah, if it's mixed, we come as a 2-for-1. If it's women's, I'm in it with anyone. I can play with anyone. So
Yep. So, all right. Well, that's good. Last question I have for you.
yeah.
What team are you in today? What's your team called?
Ooh, only tags. Tags
Only
only?
tags.
Tags only.
Tag
One of
tag
those?
mode.
No,
Tag mode.
tags
No,
only.
only tags.
tags.
Only
Only
tags.
tags, and I think they're leading it at the moment. in
Okay,
pool-
so
Yeah,
Pool 2?
40 something
All right.
to chase.
I was about to say, so let's have a look at your. If we go to chase the margin, so if anyone's hasn't got the Tag Series app yet, make sure you get on and get that because it's going to show you everything that you need. So, and your team is
Only tags.
Only tags. The team you're playing is 44 in front of you already. So what are we going to do there? What are we going to do there to chase them down as quick as possible? You got to chase them down quickly. So how are you going to do it?
We have to get our X challenge, but we can't let them get theirs.
Do you know how many points that is?
No.
So the X challenge, if you get it in correct order, 25 straight away.
Oh, and reverse is 10. I got it wrong
Yes.
last week. I learned
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
actually.
So
I did learn
like
that.
you said, so I think though in game one where your X challenge, it's a left standard try and a right
Yeah.
standard try.
Yeah.
What do you think the downside if you go out and get it bang bang in the first 2 minutes? What's that going to do for the rest of your game?
We don't have a big space to
Exactly.
score.
You'll only have the left corner, middle, and right corner, which is only about 10% left in space. So you've got to be strategic. Do you go for it straight away? Do you go after the second half and do it in the last 5 minutes? You got to think about that.
And what about the X factor? Are you going to go for that, or is there anything?
Of course. I'm going to go for the X factor and don't let Alicia Lee score. That's the goal.
She has scored a few, and we did get a interview with her before. She's quite the character. It was quite fun.
Yeah.
So, well, good luck to you with the last 2 rounds.
Thank you.
All right. We hope you do really, really well. And keep going, keep trucking. The way you're going, you could end up with 20 grand here at the end of the year.
Woo.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No worries.
So, Ray, we got next week. We've got some upcoming events. It looks like the calendar's just filling up everywhere at the moment, isn't it?
Well, that's what it's designed to do. Everyone can play different states, different locations, different areas, and all be part of the leaderboard.
Yep.
Obviously, next weekend we're ducking up to Rockhampton. After Rocky, we're back down to the sunny coast for the Coastline Classic event. Rizzy Bears. I think they played in the one, you were at that one at Caloundra just before Christmas.
Yep.
So looking at some of their stats, they finished 15th in the world rankings last year. Only 33% win. But they've come under the salary cap of 64,000. So a learning curve, obviously, they can now go recruit if they want to. As these events start coming in, they can start handpicking, looking for $10,000 players. But currently, they're going in with a low win percentage, and their salary is well under. So that's
So
obviously
they're
a learning
64
curve.
grand at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it restarts this year, but they finished at 64,000
Yep.
last year. So, you know, they've got some room, wiggle room there for him anyway. And there's a young fella in there. I don't know if you could jump on our YouTube for Tag Series, you'll see that we did a bit of a story on Ryan Engel, which was really cool. Ryan is trying out for the Paralympics in sprinting. Mate, he ended up third last year, I think. He ended up on 3,425 points. So he plays for the team Bush Rangers, which is in the mixed division. His value, he's a $10,000 player. He has one hand. He's missing his other hand. Mate, a massive, massive achievement for someone, especially in tagging, how he gets around the field and gets that done, because that's huge. And he
That'd be
come
impressive
third.
to watch, 100%.
He was really impressive last year. So if you haven't got on our YouTube channel, make sure you get on there and you check out Ryan's little story there. It's really, really cool. So just a hot tip too. So active runners, you have to be an active runner in this game if you want to get points.
Yep.
You have to play every play. Anyone makes a break, you got to be there, because that'll get you points if you end up scoring that try. So,
And that's what I think we noticed last week with, say, the women's division. A lot of women's tries were breakaways and runaways. So 3 or 4 players in every team who did all that. That's why a lot of the women weren't scoring all the points. So they're not backing up like they do in mixed. So that's
It's
why it's
funny,
interesting
that,
to hear
isn't it?
Courtney. That's why I was sort of prompting her. She's scoring more in mixed or women's.
Yeah.
Because she's always backing up in
that's
mixed.
why it
and
was a
she
bit of a
seems-
surprise.
Yeah, so
because I thought she would have scored
that's
a
what's
little
good
bit
about
more.
it, though. We can start collating the data and start looking at it. So
Well, we sort of had a bit of a look last week, and there wasn't as many try assists in the women's event last week. So
Yeah.
that's a stat, and that's not just a stat for the Challenger Series. That's a stat for coaches,
Yep, 100%.
especially in the women's
low
game.
comp, when you get in any
Yeah.
of those ones going into rep and everything, we can sort of start using those data.
All right, mate. Well, let's go watch these power rounds.
Yep.
I want to check out these teams and who are chasing the margin because you got 44 points on one of them. Last week's was awesome because we had a 53 point and they chased it down with like 30 seconds to go, and it was really, really cool to watch. So hopefully we can get out and we get the same results here today.
Yep. Awesome. It'll be good
All
to
right,
see.
mate.
Thank you.